Good morning everyone, especially to our instructor, Mr. Roger Anthony Gamali. Good morning sir. I am Jibik Franz Pinogunya, base criminology 2. Today, I will report my topic about Filipino core values. Basic concept of values. Core values are persons or organizations' fundamental belief. These guiding principles dictate conduct and can assist individuals to know the distinction between right and wrong. It also assists organizations by establishment and unwavering guide to determine if they are on the correct track and fulfill their objects. Value are essential because they assist us to grow. They assist us build the future that we want to experience. Hundreds of choices are made every day by every person and every organization. The choices we make reflect our values and belief and are always aimed at a particular purpose. That aim is our person or collective organization needs to be satisfied. When we make choice using our values, we create a conscious decision to concentrate on what matters to us. They create inner chosen cohesion within a group while values are shared. Filipino value system. Race, strengths, and cultural components such as Aita have derived Filipino values. Indonesian, Malaysia, Hindu, and Chinese who are created our moral scruples core. Cultures individually combined with Spanish derived cultural components. The US and the contemporary planetary society, Panopio and Rolda 2000. You can find Filipinos in almost every part of globe. We reduce at the sight of other co-Filipinos when we're in foreign nation as if there's something that connects us. Sometimes we don't know a person's nationality, but he or she looks like a Filipino. We're often asked, Filipino ka ba? And we are happy when he or she answered yes. However, if someone fails to satisfy our expectations in the manner they answer questions or in the manner they act, we say in frustration, kapwa Pilipino ka pa naman. Landa Jocano, a famous sociologist, says that there are no negative Filipino values, only wrong use of values. Values slowly alter, but it depends on how powerful families are to preserve, promote, and pass on cultural values from one generation to the next. Here in the Philippines, values are really of importance and should be respected as we grow older. Our parents shape up different values from the time were given by them. This value shape our real Filipino culture, showing that we are conscious of others. The Filipino values system relates to the set of values of the value system that has historically been held by a majority of Filipinos in their life. This system of Philippine values involves the distinctive combination of coherent ideologies, moral codes, ethical procedures, cultural etiquette, and private values promoted by the Philippine society. However, as we may any culture, the values held secured by any person may vary on the ground of religion, education, and other variables. As a general description, Filipino separate value system is mainly rooted in private alliance system, particularly those based of kinship, duty, friendship, religion, especially Christianity, and business interactions. Philosophical foundation of Filipino values. For the most part, Filipino values are focused on preserving social harmony, mainly driven by a group willingness to be accepted. The primary transaction against diverging from else values are ideas against opportunity transferred as a sense of shame and a more proper or self-esteem, social approval, group recognition, and group membership are significant issue. Caring for what other believe, says, or do is powerful influence on Filipino social behavior. The Filipino philosophy is basically non-dualistic according to anthropologist Leonardo Mercado. He concludes based on his linguistic analysis of Filipino value terms such as love. Cebuano Buot. The Filipino desires harmony not only in interpersonal relationship but also the national and religion while remaining non-dichotomous. The Filipino wants to harmonize the object and the subject while keeping both distinct at the same time. Models of Filipino values. Exogenous model or the foreign model. A legal and formal model is defined as the international model. Filipino form from Western culture, particularly from the Spaniards and the Americans, inherited by foreign models. An example of exogenous impact is the forensically displayed in the Philippine government. Number 2. Indigenous model of traditional model. Described as the traditional and non-formal model of guide. The indigenous model is deeply integrated in the Filipino subconscious structures and elements of Filipino values. The Filipino value system is known to possess the significant key components based on research, surveys, observations, and dots and other literatures developed by scholars and researchers in relations to Filipino social values or core values, together with the Filipino character or identity of a person or individual known as the Filipino. One may notice how hiya, ownership, dignity, pakikisama, companionship, esteem, and utang na loob, granted solidarity, are simply surface values readily seen and appreciated by many Filipinos. These three values are them branch as of a single origin Filipinos, personality, real core values, kapwa. It implies totally referring to society or not doing stuff alone. Ibang tao, another people. And hindi ibang tao, not other people. Are two types of kapwa. The surface value is spin of the core values, truth, pakikiramdam, pivotal aspect, or neutral, internal perceptions, feeling for someone else. It implies totally referring to society or not doing stuff alone. Ibang tao, other people. Other notable elements or motivations are optimism about the future, patriotism about current circumstance and activities, concern for the other individuals, and presence of friendship and friendliness. The habit of being hospitable, spiritual natures, respect for oneself and another, respect for the female members of society, fear of God, and abhorrence of cheating and other acts. The values of the Filipino specifically uphold the following elements. Family unit solidarity, security of Philippine economy, orientation towards a small group. Personalism, the concept of loob or kalooban, meaning what inside the self and the inner self, or the actual personal feeling of the self, existing the maintenance of smooth interpersonal relationship, and the sense of the self. In a broader image, these values are categorized into particular, closer, or closer. Number 1, cluster of relationships. Number 2, social cluster. Number 3, cluster of livelihood. Number 4, cluster of inwardness. Number 5, cluster of optimism. The 5 core Filipino values based on Dr. Ramirez study the Filipino worldviews and values and their perspective as a phenomenological sociologist from centuries of practice. Here are the 5 core Filipino values based on the Filipino basic aspirations. Okay, number 1. Magpapasalamat. This is based on the appreciation of Filipinos to pamumuhay, life, and pananalig sa Diyos at kapwa, God, and people faith. Filipino understand how life can be enjoyed. We have plenty of vacations, celebrations, occasions, and meeting Filipinos are therefore and societable. Of course, even in depressing circumstance, we wear smile and our face. That's because we're always looking at life's bright side. We always have positive outlook because even in the smallest thing, we always find things to be grateful for. We will always say, Salamat sa Diyos, thanks God, wherever excellence things occurs because Filipino world attribute and blessings of life to the higher being from whatever religion. We also recognize other people's excellent act toward us, do our almost to return the favor. Ito, matatag. Filipino, being in national, hospitable, and natural disaster, have adjusted and learned to be powerful in moment of need and in difficult circumstance that life truth they use. This power is derived from other love or our family and other belief in the greater being. This is based on Filipinos' kaayusan order aspiration. In reality, the popular phrase of the Philippines is ayos na. When we are stable to overcome problems, where it says ayos na, we Filipinos are longing for kaayusan, and we will endure all and be powerful in the mindset of hardship and challenge until we overcome the barriers. So number 3, masigasig. We do everything we can do. We can to get it when Filipinos dream of something. This is based on the kasagaanan, abundance, and ginhawa relief aspirations of Filipino. Not for himself but for his family. A Filipino aspires to ambulance masaganang bagong taon, bountiful New Year, is the Filipino transmission for Happy New Year because we match happiness and celebrations with abundance. Ginhawa in Bisaya implies breath, and the soft breath flows is the soft life flows we call. Ginhawa is the feeling of well-being of Filipino according to late theologian Dr. Jose de Mesa. Overseas Filipino workers OFWs will be an instance of enduring being away from home to other their families, and healthy life, abundance, and relief from hardship. Number 4, mapagmalasakit. Number 4, it is because of our family love extended to friends, neighbors, and others that naturally sympathetic Filipino. This compassion allows us to assist others without in exchange asking for anything. This is based on the aspirations of Filipino to loob at damdamin and kapwa other people. Loob is the set of the dignity of the Philippines. Filipinos' personality is expressed in his kalooban Filipino tone in the kalooban of each other by taking and situation of each other and talking about the life of each other. Filipino use kapwa to refer not only to the stranger but to a relative and neighbor next door, a distant relative or a friend because of our family culture. Our characteristic of mapagmalasakit makes it simple for us to promote the spirit bayanihan to unique and assist one another during calamities and to celebrate and to another together on unique association. So number 5 is magalang. The use of po, opo, and pagmamano, hand kissing, the separate methods of regards for the Filipino people. We seize this praise of and use this gesture and demonstrate our respect and love to elderly. The Filipinos' respect is not just limited to the elderly but also to other people's properties, emotions, and ideas. We are polite people. Our language is also respectful because it has no sex bias. For example, the phrase kapatid, brother, sister, or asawa, husband, wife, or biyanan, father-in-law, mother-in-law, or anak, son, daughter, do not show gender difference. These words are certainly sex-friendly, Filipino uniquely. Our respect for other people is integral part of our culture and our language. This is based on our lakas na loob or kagandahang loob, inspiration. The Philippine National Police core values. Being a noble profession of police serving demands from its member specialized understandings and abilities as well as great standard of ethics and morality. This membership of the Philippine National Police must differ conform as internalize the key principles. Number 1, love of God. Number 2, respect for our authority. Number 3, respect for women. Number 4, respect for security of marriage, sanctity of marriage. Number 6, stewardship over material things. Number 7, responsible dominion. Number 8 is truthfulness and others. The police service in the Philippines is impressed in the acronym service. The acronym service stands for servanthood. A police affirm its unconditional service and love for the national and individuals. Police value and supportive and professional rules serves as protect its client and community with honesty, almost devotion and commitment above private concern. Excellence. Police are committed in doing and making things occur effectively and efficiently in all of their efforts as they strive to accomplish more consistently and outstandingly with tangible outcomes and far beyond their best. Responsibility with accountability. Police carry out execute their responsibilities that tax as their moral duty is to serve the public with due diligence and always being in mind that they are accountable and duty bound to promote the public interest. Valuing people and respect for human rights. Police always maintain their fellow human beings' dignity whenever they cater their needs and are delicate and cautious in serving and promoting their with compassion and almost regard for their human rights. Integrity. Police always maintain their fellow human beings' dignity wherever they cater their needs and other delicate and cautious in serving and protecting them with compassion and utmost regards for their human rights. Integrity. Police take a compromising and coherent and honest, upright, and dignified life according to the highest ethical and moral norms where their advocacy values and convictions are compatible with their words and action. Courage. From their moral strength, police draw their collective and individual power of approach to always accept difficult duties and they are courageous and enough to speak out against temptations, anomalies, corruption, and explanation and staff form. Empowerment. Police research out police reach out the create bridges of collaboration, nurture voluntarism, and operate in harmony with their clientele by training individuals of the better and safety society in the process. Okay, let's proceed to chapter 5. Related Philippine laws that promotes nationalism and patriotism. Republic Act number 10086. An act strengthening people nationalism throughout Philippine history by changing and nomenclature of the National Historical Institute into the National Historical Commission of the Philippines, strengthening its power and function and for other purpose, also known as the Philippine Cultural Heritage Act of 2010. Republic Act 0844, also known as the Youth in Nation Building Act, an act creating national comprehensive and coordinated program on youth deployment operating funds therefore and for other purpose. Republic Act number 1425 1425, an act to include in the curricula of all public and private schools, college, and universities course on the life, works, and writing to Jose Rizal, particularly his novels No Limit ang Here and Filibusterismo. Authorizing the printing and distribution thereof and for other purposes. Before the 1987 Constitution. Republic Act number 10390, an act of amending Republic number 7306 entitled An Act providing for the establishment of an people television network incorporated, defining its power and function, providing for its sources of funding and for other purposes, also known as an act revitalizing the People's Television Networks Incorporated. Number 6, the Public Act number 9512 provide last December 12, 2008, also known as an act to promote environmental awareness through environment education for other purposes of the National Environmental Honors in Education Act 2008. It is an act promote eventually awareness through environmental education or EE and a cover that integration of EE the school curriculum and all levels. to be it public or private, including daycare, preschool, and non-formal technical vocational education, learning, and out of school youth course of program. So that is all about my report, sir. Thank you, and I hope you will listen. And God bless, and good morning once again.